Blessings, everyone. It's time for another monthly astrology overview, and we are talking all about August 2021. And just a quick reminder for everybody, we've got a lot of leftover energies from July and even from June you may want to refresh yourself on. We are going to be going over some of the closer leftovers, the short-term leftovers in this video, but I will be also referring to Jupiter Retrograde, and we've also got Neptune Retrograde going on at this time, and I will link those videos in the down bar below so that you can understand what else is also at play. If you're not used to my all-in-one style of reading, remember I list all areas of life that are actually coming into effect for each sign in the down bar below. So whatever sign you want to look at for whatever aspect, you're going to be able to see, oh, okay, this is the part of my chart. This is the area of my life this is affecting. And so you can check that in the down bar below before starting the video or when you come back and watch it. That way you can have an easy reference. I do make these videos with the intention that they be evergreen, and I have this organized into chapters for you so that you are able to, of course, come back and reference different dates, different times, different transits for more information when it is applicable to you. So if you want to look at it all at once, fine. If you want to come back and check it out throughout the month, also fine. It works however you want to use it. If you are interested in more content from me, I do have weekly bonus content available on my Patreon, weekly bonus astrology, as well as two types of weekly tarot. One is the Build Your Own 5-card spread tarot, where I update the selection of cards available every Friday. On Saturdays, I come out with a video talking about general tarot forecasts for the 4 elemental groups, so earth, air, fire, and water groups. And then, of course, on Sundays, that's the weekly bonus tarot and astrology, and I have my lives on Tuesdays. And so if you're interested in signing up for that, it's only $5 minimum pledge per month on my Patreon to have access to all of that plus discounts. And you can follow the links in the down bar below. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on when it comes to this month? The month of August is very mild, very encouraging, and very uplifting. It is one of the most chill months of the year that we can anticipate, honestly, because we just don't have a whole lot of great big clashes going on consistently. And this can be a time where we are allowed to usher in new eras of our space in very peaceful and very calm and very orderly ways. This is carrying over a lot of energy from July in that this is a time for us to actually start not only getting acquainted, but better connected and integrated with the perfect spaces, the perfect populations, and perfect platforms through which we actually build our futures on. Perfect spaces in terms of maybe working situations, working locations, living situations, perfect platforms, whether they are spaces that we are actually setting up on, we are building foundations on, and of course perfect populations, be they friends, dating potentials, customers and clients in business. We are now getting a chance to completely immerse ourselves with our perfect vibrational matches and of course what is the most complementary inclusion in our life in all of these respects. That's a big theme of August. Now we've got some leftovers when it comes to, some energies or some transits that are going to stay with us, some for just the first half of August and some for, the entire month of August. And I want to talk about those first before getting into the new. Through the 11th, we've got Mercury in Leo, which is really bringing in that emphasis on connecting to the right people and the propagation of your good name. So this part of your chart is going to be very, very busy. This is going to be a time where not only are you becoming a lot more well known, but also your work, your accomplishments, anything that you are putting out there to be seen is actually drawing in the right populations to invest in that. However, that is going to show up as an investment in you. If you have any kind of big turns, big proposals, big launches, or maybe new creations you want to get off the ground, or matters you wish to speed up in their development in this part of your chart, through the 11th of August, Mercury in Leo is your friend. We also have Venus, the planet of love, harmony, magnetism, and affection, in Virgo up through the 16th of this month. And this is all about improving the quality of life and socially advancing opportunities available to you in this part of your chart. We talk about Venus. Venus is all about bringing us the accoutrements and the finer things that are actually going to be not only making productivity, making relationships, making the spaces and the platforms we're working with, right, much more smooth and easy to connect to or easy to integrate with, but we're also seeing that we are attracting higher quality items, higher quality connections, higher quality opportunities that take less work to bring superior results. And this is going to be where a lot of us are also seeing that not only are we, becoming more comfortable in this area of our life, but we might even consider its value to be raising consistently through the 16th of this month as well. Whatever you're trying to magnetize to yourself, if you're trying to reach more people, or maybe even try and change things so not only are they affording you more, whether it's more profit, more fun, more recreation, more intimacy, this part of your chart is getting a lot of support from Venus. We also have all month Mars in Virgo, and Mars in Virgo is going to work in the realm of troubleshooting. Mars in Virgo is a very decisive and very long-term oriented problem solver, because Mars in Virgo energy is not only incredibly precise, but we are looking at this focus on permanent solutions to obstacles, issues, or disharmonies going on in your life in a way where we don't have to hold space for them anymore. We don't have to deal with it anymore. It's not something we have to keep in consideration. Mars in Virgo is one of those aspects that does also then trickle out into other areas of your chart as well. So you might notice that problem-solving opportunities or problem-solving influences, allies, champions to your cause are also showing up for you in this part of your chart and ready to go to work in other areas of your chart as well. Now, there are two other big long-term aspects in play that are making a really big ripple in August as well. Now, they do have videos of their very own, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about them here because it would just derail the whole monthly forecast. But you're going to want to check out my Jupiter retrograde video and my Neptune retrograde video. They're going to tell you all about what's going on with these two planets. Jupiter recently moved back into Aquarius. Neptune is in Pisces. And when you need to know what you can do and what's going on that's helping you with Jupiter retrograde, find that buried treasure in your backyard, or with Neptune, reveal unseen and uncovered truths, this is going to be a big month for that because we've got a lot of interactions with these planets going on, especially in the second half of the month. So maybe you want to go freshen up your understanding of those retrogrades. And again, you can check the links in the down bar below. Now, as we get into the August new business, we've got on the 8th, a new moon in Leo, 8-8, the Lion's Gate. And a new moon in Leo is all about, of course, as with any new moon, new seeds getting planted and new beginnings and new chapters opening. But a new moon in Leo in this part of your chart is actually going to build on that focus on popularization and amplification of anything that you've got going on in this part of your chart. You may be becoming more popular in social circles in this area of your life. You may be finding that business is also flourishing here. If you are working on starting any kind of new relationships, however those relationships are defined, that new moon in Leo is going to bring all the right people and all of the right circumstances to put you in the right place at the right time so that those relationships and those connections can unfold. Because this is ultimately a big change in your public reputation and your public name in this area of your life. And this window runs for more than, of course, just one day, right? We don't want to make the mistake a lot of novices might make where they think a new moon is just for one day or a full moon is just for one day. This is a 2-week window. This is actually something with us from the 8th of August through the 22nd. On the 11th, we've got Mercury entering Virgo, where he's going to be all the way up until the 30th. And Mercury in Virgo, in this part of your chart, is creating a huge opportunity for new expertise in a life path or in a new life path direction, if that is something you are looking to take on. Mercury in Virgo is all about perfection. It's the perfectionist type of energy with Mercury in Virgo, but Mercury in Virgo bringing perfection, anything that needs to get perfected here in order to have the best quality of life possible, right? We've got all of these accoutrements that have been coming in from Venus, attracting new resources, new friends, new relationships. But with Mercury, now it's time to actually get things on the road, speed up developments here, and see what we can do to perfect everything so that it is running as smoothly and efficiently as possible. We have a lot of new communications opening up between the 11th and the 30th of this month here. Fast productivity and quick wrap-ups of old business that you may have walked into August with is also on the table. On the 16th, Venus leaves Virgo and moves into Libra, where she's going to remain through the rest of the month. Now, Venus in this part of your chart is boosting attraction and magnetism to the most high value and the most rewarding influences and experiences possible. This is where we're going to be noticing that not only is it easier for us to generate a lot more of abundance, a lot more profit, however you define those for yourself, but you are finding that you are attracting the right environmental influences to hold that as a continuous and ongoing trend. So we're all in this area of our life, wherever Venus in Libra is in your chart, right? We are actually seeing you jumping up a level. And with Venus in Libra, yes, this can also attract new relationship opportunities through this part of your chart, through this avenue of your chart. If you are looking for new love, looking for a new place to take an existing commitment, or an area of your chart that you can blend with an existing romance or an existing commitment you're into, of course, make it more intense, give it extra facets, make it more exciting. Wherever this Venus in Libra is for you between the 16th going up through the end of week 1 of September is something you guys want to explore together and make sure you're making yourself available to. As we get on to the 19th, Uranus is turning retrograde in Taurus, where he's going to remain retrograde through the end of the year. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this one here. I'll just give it as much as I've given everything else because this is going to take a video all its own. And so I'll have that video out of course, as we get to closer to the 19th of August so that everyone's in the know. But in short, this area of your life, wherever, again, Uranus in Taurus is falling in your chart, is going through a deep calming effect. Uranus retrograde is the diminishment of chaotic and random occurrences in order to allow for intentional creation and intentional work to take priority. Uranus retrograde is kind of an interesting retrograde in the sense that, yeah, and, if you have to look at the, inconvenience side of it, it takes a lot of the random or the spontaneous, sort of coincidental activities out of this part of the chart, until he goes direct again, in this case in January. But at the same time, what it allows for is more conscious and intentional work to get done without any kind of unplanned surprises, unnecessary extra. And so this could be calming down things that could be a bit chaotic or things that could be a bit difficult that are already playing out in this area of your chart. Or it could be quieting everything down completely to give you a blank canvas to build on. And that's the constructive way to look at Uranus retrograde. If you get your energy from the external, if you rely on, prompts from your environment, from other people, or external narratives to be a source of your inspiration and energy, you're going to have to learn how to get by without that anyway, right? That's not something we want. That is not a permanent source of energy, and that creates, again, a dependence on things we don't want to be dependent on, and that's a lesson we learned during Uranus retrograde. However, if you want to be able to create something that is delicate or something very precious to you without concern for a lot of external interference or external influence or any kind of random miscreations and things like that, Uranus retrograde is your friend. And so it's all about your temperament and your intention, how this is going to feel to you. As we get on to the 22nd, we have a full moon in Aquarius, which makes for a second full moon in Aquarius. In fact, as I'm recording this, we're getting ready for the first full moon in Aquarius, July 23rd. But on August 22nd, we've got a full moon in Aquarius as well. And this full moon in Aquarius is a bit different because it's actually conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius as well. So it's got a different flavor than the first one. And in this part of your chart, you're getting an opportunity to release and remove controlling influences in your life that have been keeping something precious out of your life, or keeping something precious from being able to be completely at home in this area of your life. Now, because Jupiter is retrograde, we could be getting something back from the past, something that belongs to us, or this could be something that we have not had a chance to fully begin or embark upon because of some kind of control or external influence. This full moon in Aquarius between the 22nd of August and again the end of week 1 of September is giving you an opportunity to be free and clear. As we get on to the sun entering Virgo, the other happening of the 22nd, we've got this organizational improvement energy for everybody. The sun entering Virgo is a massive healing aspect, but what it's doing in this part of your chart and from this part of your chart, rippling out to other areas of your chart, is that it is making everything not only run more smoothly, kind of like Mercury was, but also at the same time doing a lot of repairs to old damages to maybe projects, operations, or relationships in this part of your chart. Organizational improvement and optimization, which it will evolve into the healing and clearing of mistakes or maybe misshapen circumstances or any kind of projects or initiatives or proposals that kind of went haywire or maybe had a bad start, between the 22nd of August and the 23rd of September. The sun in Virgo is really working over this area to bring in better health to it, but also health to the rest of your chart as well, because the sun in Virgo, right? Virgo is kind of like the counselor, physician, and alchemist of the zodiac chart. And so you're going to be seeing a lot of reality correction going on during this time, and not just in this area of your chart, but the rest of your chart as well. Finally, we've got Mercury entering Libra on the 30th of the month. And technically, yeah, it's majority September energy. This is only going to be in, an August aspect for 2 days, but I figured we'd, talk about it here and then we'll come back to it in the September video. But Mercury will be going into Libra and staying there for a good couple of weeks. And we have attraction and evolution of unions, partnerships, and alliances in this area of your life getting off the ground fast. So speeding up developments of relationships in your life, as well as speeding up progress towards any kind of joint or unified goals in this area of your life. Very much a big kick on as well. Let's not forget Venus is also in this part of your chart, so this does also apply to romantic relationships, at least in the very beginning between the 30th of August and the about 6th, 7th of September. And so be prepared for things to take on a much more productive tone, which really does look like the big theme of August anyway. Right? We've got productivity for everything. Everything is not just working harder, but working smarter. And all operations, all things going on in your life are getting put in a way where they are optimized to provide their highest potential reward to you. And that is what August is all about. So that is what I have got for you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Don't forget to come back and check out this video later on in August for a bit of refresher here and there. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.